Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're going to look at how to create this endless scrolling carousel for this landing page. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. Now this hero section page has a carousel that displays images of what this landing page is about. So this carousel is a kind of design you can use to display images and objects. Now, if this is something you would like to learn, please stay tuned and watch to the end. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe and like the videos, share it with your friends. So let's get started. Now, first thing we want to do is to duplicate this. All right, now we're going to go ahead to remove this. Yeah, this is what is behind the curve effect we have in this carousel. The next thing we want to do is to remove this image, so we're going to work on another one. Now I'll come over here and select all these images, and the images were gotten from Unsplash. So if you want to bring in images for your design, you can go to Unsplash or you can go to their website or free pick and select images that you want. So I already brought this so we don't waste much time. Now first thing we want to do is highlight all the images and add auto layout. Now the next thing we'll do is to right click and add frame. So you select frame selection. Now this auto layout, there is an auto layout inside another frame. So we'll go ahead. This frame 19 is the frame selection we just wrapped it in. So this frame 28 is the first auto layout frame. So I'm going to go ahead to name this auto layout frame. It's good you name your layers and name your frames so you know what you're actually working on. So I'll name this card frame. All right, now the next thing I want to do is to click on this auto layout frame and Command D, duplicate. Now I'm slowly going to select that second auto layout that I just duplicated, and I will gradually hold shift and move the auto layout frame. Make sure it's still in the auto layout. Make sure it's still in the auto layout container, and if you can't do it this way, maybe you should duplicate your images before adding the auto layout. So now I have all the frames. So there were like 8 frames, now I have 16. You can add the number of images you want for the project. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to turn on my layout grid. Then I'll select this frame and bring it into this hero section frame. Now I'm going to come over here, show content. Is this in this frame? Okay. All right. Now what I want to do is to go ahead and I want you to see all the images actually. So when I click on this, I'm going to come right here and drag the main frame, not the auto layout frame. This is the main frame. So I just wanted you to see the whole images and the essence of the clip content effect. So I'm going to come over to this main frame again and clip content. Then this frame, I'm going to come over to this layout and I'll also clip content. Now you can't see the images, so I'll just duplicate this, bring it out, and I'll close my layout grid. Now when you click on this card, you can see the auto layout frames, they are still there, but you can't just see it. So what I want to do now is to come over here. While selecting on this, come over here and click on create component, and I'm going to click on it again to add a variant. Now the next thing we want to do is to select the second variant. Make sure you're selecting the variant here. Now you come to this layers panel. I think it's going to kind of help you pick the right selection, that pick the correct layer you want to select. So we want to go ahead and select this auto layout frame. As you can see, it's selected. So this is the main frame, the card frame, but this is the auto layout that we're selecting. So I'm going to hold shift and I'll gradually drag this until I get to this image. You know, I duplicated it, so I'm going to drag it till I get to the first image. So holding shift, I'll drag. Now this is it. All right, so you want to make sure it's aligned. You can actually use your ruler, or you can just do it while checking carefully. Okay, now let's go to the prototype section. Now for this interaction, we want this interaction to be after delay. It's going to be 1 millisecond, and it's going to be a smart animate linear here, and it's going to be 10,000 milliseconds. So we want after delay of 1 millisecond, it should switch to this one. So let's go ahead and add interaction to the second one. So this is going to be after delay, is going to be 1 millisecond, but this time around it's going to be instant, because we want when the second one is done displaying, it will just switch to the first one without you even noticing. So now we want to delete this one, come back to design, and I'm going to copy this and Command V to paste. So I'm going to bring it here and center align it. Now let me check the position of this. So the height is 554. So I'm going to go ahead to give this 554. I just want it to be on the same level. Now let's check if this is working out the way we want. Okay, as you can see, is working just the way we want. Now you can leave it that like this. You can actually leave it like this. It depends on what you want for your design. So what really matters is the transition, the interaction you added to the prototype. So in order to give it that curved effect, we're going to use an ellipse to achieve that. And let me show you how to do that. So you come to your shapes and you pick an ellipse shape, and you just drag. All right, so I can make this 100 the height. All right, and I'll bring it into this frame. I will center align it, and I'll take it up a bit. All right, now I'm going to duplicate this, alt and drag, and I'll bring it down here. Now I'll select the two, Command G to group, and I'll come here and select the color of the background so you don't really notice. Then I'm going to click on this text and bring to front. Yeah, now this is what we have. So let me bring this down a bit. So I'll click on it, click on this frame and bring it down a bit. All right, so I'm looking for the ellipse that is inside here, so let me just, all right, okay, so I want to take it up a bit. All right, now let's go ahead to preview it. Okay, this is good. Yeah, so this is how to get the effect. Now because I'm kind of seeing a slight difference in the background, and it's because of this effect that I added here and here. That's this light, this subtle purple color that is here to lift the text, because I didn't want the background to just be plain dark purple, so I added this effect. Now in a situation where you don't have a background, like you don't have a plain background, when you kind of encounter this kind of issue, for example, let me duplicate this, Command D. All right, so I'm going to change the background of this frame to a colorful background, because I want to address this in a situation where you have this kind of problem with the background and this ellipse, how you can solve it. Now what you want to do, let's go to Unsplash, and we'll pick a background. So I don't know, let's check wallpaper. We have to look for something that suits our background. Let me see. So I'll go ahead and remove the background color. Okay, I don't know if this background is okay. Let's check for some other background. Okay, let's check this. All right, Now the next thing I want to do is I want to bring in a rectangle. So I'm going to click R on my keyboard and I'll bring in the rectangle. I want the rectangle to be the same size with the frame. So this frame is 1440 1024. So 1024. Yeah. And I'm going to add this same image to this rectangle. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to copy this rectangle and I'll paste it in this frame. So Command V. Now the next thing I want to do is to go look for the ellipse, and this happens to be it. So this is the one at the top, that's ellipse 10. So what I want to do is I'm going to ungroup it, then I'll take ellipse 10 and bring it closer to this rectangle. So I'll take it up to this rectangle, and while selecting the ellipse 10 and holding shift to select the rectangle, I'm going to come over to this panel and I'm going to click on use as marks. All right, now we have this. I want to come again and paste the image again, Command V. And what I want to do is to look for the second ellipse, which is ellipse 11. I'll bring it closer to the rectangle. Yeah. Now, while clicking on the ellipse and the rectangle holding shift, I'm going to come back here, click on use as marks. Okay. Now there we have it. Now for this text and this button, because they are all grouped, let me add auto layout here. I'm going to select it and I'll bring it to front. So let's preview this. The image is not so good, but I don't have time to start looking for background image right now because I don't want the video to be very long. But I'm trying to show you how to solve the issue of this. I don't know if you can see it. Let me close this. Now when you come to this frame, you're going to notice a slight difference in the color, like a sharp line in this frame, just at the center of this button where we have this line, this frame. Yeah. So in order to avoid that, yeah, that's why I created this third frame to explain. So in a situation where your background is not plain and you're having issues like this, maybe you have a picture in your background, this is another way you can go through it. So I hope you liked this video and I hope it was helpful. Please like, subscribe and share, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be informed and notified whenever I post a new video. Yeah, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.